Hey grade 3-4, good to see you again. This is week 2 of our art class and we're going to be doing our Flipbook. So last week you planned for what you're doing in your Flipbook. This week you are going to start making it. So you will need something to draw with. Probably won't do colour just yet, let's do pencil or pen. And you will need your paper. Now your paper, it's important with your Flipbook, if you can find something at home or at school if you are at school, to find a bit of paper that's a little bit thicker. That means that it flips really nicely. If you use just normal paper, it does work, but it's not as good. So you can do it either way, but if you do have a little bit thicker paper, it'll work just a little bit better. So after you've found some paper, you need to cut it down to size. So you can get somebody to help you, an adult, if you can't cut them to size. But something good to think about is it just fits in your palm. So anything too big, it means you have to draw a lot and it won't flip. So I'm just going to cut this one down. I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. Okay, so I've cut this one, I've got 4 pieces. You'll be using more than 4. Some people might have 20 cards in their flipbook, maybe you'll have a lot more, maybe you have a few less, it's up to you. What I usually do is I start by numbering in the corners. This means that I won't lose my flipbook if I drop it and then I have to try and put it all back together. This is a nice easy way to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking them in the corner. So you can see I've just marked a little bit in the corner so I don't lose track of them. Then you need to get your plan from last week and you need to start drawing. Now we're going to be clamping them together. I'll show you this one. We're going to be either stapling or clamping this with something like a bulldog clip. So it means that if you draw anything on this side, you're not going to see it. So make sure you keep it on one side. So I have gone ahead and started sketching the start of my flipbook. So you can see I've got page 1 and I've started off, I'm going to be doing a sun that will be rising and then it'll change to the moon. That's what's going to be happening in my flipbook. So I started off with scene number 1, then I go to number 2, and everything is in the same line, okay? So that sun's in the same spot, but it's rising up. And my clouds, this cloud has slowly disappeared, this one is moving over and I've got a new cloud here. I'm going to move over to the next one. You can see my sun has popped up a little bit more. My clouds have moved over and you can see that my sun has gone up even more, and this time I've got a new cloud that's poked up and the others are moving across. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of mine, keeping on moving with that theme, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I finished my flipbook, but I haven't added colour to every single piece. We're going to be doing that next week. This will take some time, so I've just added a bit of colour for you to see, but I'm going to walk you through what happens in each scene. So you'll see I've got numbers on every single one, so if I jumbled them up, I'd be easily able to put them back together. And if I start at 1, okay, so we're going to work our way through. You can see that my sun now is completely up. Okay, it's in the middle of the page, starting to get sleepy, and then it's starting to go to sleep, and now just the tip of my moon is coming up, a little bit more of the moon. Now the sun's completely gone, all the clouds are gone, and now we're just at stars. Perfect, and then I end on the end. Okay, so that's my whole flipbook. I'm going to put it together and then let's see how it flips. So I'm going to start flipping my flipbook now. I've put them all together and they're 1 to 2 all the way to 24. It's really important that this side is nice and flat. It doesn't matter about that side or the back, but you have to make sure that side is flat. I've used a little bull clip. You could staple if it can fit through. Remember, I have thick paper, so it's hard to staple. Okay, so I've started colouring, but not the whole thing is coloured yet. So I'm just going to give you a little preview. Do it again. Okay, so that was the thick one. This is one I did really quickly just to trial what it's like on really thin paper. It works, it's not as good, but I'm just going to show you. The paper's a bit big as well, but okay, so it's a little harder to flip. You can see it still works. Once it has color, it'll look really cool. Okay, 3-4, now it's your turn to start your flip book, and this is your good copy. So don't worry about colour this week, we're going to do that next week together. What I want you to do is just your outline today, okay? So remember to number them all and try and get that done, but I'll give you another week if you need to. So don't worry about colour yet, let's do our base of our flip book. I'll see you next week. Bye.